Yeah, I can see it now.
Good. Good afternoon to you, Dr. Jemima Nunoo, and thank you for accepting to be on this call for this conversation with me.
Good
Now,
afternoon, Cedric.
thank you. Okay, so for the avoidance of doubt, Dr. Jemima Nunoo is a senior lecturer at the Ghana Institute of Management and Public Administration. Once again, thank you for doing us the honors. Now, straight to action. Doc, there's no doubt that the outbreak of COVID-19 pandemic has had a lot of ravaging effects on almost everything that concerns human endeavor, especially teaching and learning. Schools have been closed. Students have been asked to make use of all different online platforms to learn, and lecturers would have
Mm,
to. Let me ask, what is your general thought on the use of the digital platform for teaching and learning?
okay. Well, thank you for your question, Cedric. And first of all, let me clarify that I'm a lecturer at GIMP. I'm not a senior yet.
Thank you.
So just for clarity. So about COVID-19, obviously, it's not only in teaching, it's every aspect of our life that it's had an impact on. But with regards to our universities and specifically lecturers, we have been encouraged to use online teaching methods. So for some of us, it's new. Others have actually been doing this for a while. And so it's encouraging us to be more innovative, more creative with our teaching method. So in a way, I think it's positive because yeah, this is a very, very drastic way of having to learn, you know, online lecturing and all of that. But I think in the long run, it's very positive.
Thank you. But that phrase you use, that you think this is a drastic way, puts me to ask this question. So, how do you see the transition from classroom learning to digital learning?
Um, from where I sit, it's been challenging, not necessarily on the part of the lecturers, funnily enough, but also on the part of the students. Drastic because I say that you would not want a pandemic to force you into these kind of habits. If many of us, if all of us had our own way, we would have made these kinds of migrations or partial migrations without the accompanying horrific deaths and infections and all the rest of it. That's why I said it's quite drastic. Um, so, but sorry, recap again. I lost my train of thought. What was your question?
So, the question is, how has the transition been like from classroom learning to
Okay.
digital learning?
Okay, so the transition has been bumpy for us. So even universities were closed even before the partial lockdown. So we knew that we had to find other methods. And so initially, where I was coming from, that's GIMPA, we were told to use online learning. And indeed, we went on very COVID-19 compliant courses to teach us how to do the online learning.
Okay.
And for us, the issue really was about the students, because one factor that we've not managed to really talk about is that data and all these other things are quite expensive, and not every student has access to maybe a laptop or even a smartphone, or even if, because our students are not on campus, maybe where they are, they might not get very good reception. So you have to remember all of these things and take all of these things into consideration. So initially our students were had their concerns, which the university listened to. And so now we will, as in GIMPA, from Monday, we're on compulsory online because
Wow.
the concerns have been addressed by management of the university.
I see.
So yeah, it's been a bit bumpy.
I see. Okay, I'm talking to you now on Zoom. I know there's Cisco, there's Sakai. Do lecturers or do institutions prefer a particular digital platform to others, and what will account for that? And if there is yourself, which one do you prefer or would recommend more?
Okay, so at GIMPA, we have been told to use Zoom, and we also have a learning management system, our own platform, where you can give out lectures and all of that, lecture materials and all, do exams online and all of that. So we have our own management system. For lectures, we've been recommended Zoom, which we're on now. And indeed, I said I went for training on Zoom and how we can use it for our classroom. It does have its limitations, but this is the one we are using. I know there's Google Classroom and all, but I think it depends on the institution as to which one they would prefer, which one they would recommend. So I am not, I've used, actually, I've done an online lecture before, but that was all set up for me. And that was both online and classroom. So I was actually in the classroom, but it went online for those that wanted to, could not be there in person. So yeah, I mean, it's a transition for us, but I think, you know, I mean, after this, I will incorporate it at least once or twice into my lectures.
I see.
So that way it's positive.
I see. So how do you see this digital learning platform? How differently is it shaping teaching and learning? And learning to say, sorry.
It's. I think it's a natural progression. I mean, there's many courses where these things are quite normal. You've got normal distance learning and other kinds of courses where, you know, it's become regular. So it's not really that alien. Maybe for those of us in Ghana where we're not used to the online so much, and you know, as I said, one of the limitations are the expense of data. But I think moving forward, I think we can, you know, it can expand our teaching. We can reach out to a larger audience. People don't necessarily have to be physically present for them to learn. So I think it's good. And, you know, one of the positive things I've learned from this is that at least now I know how to at least conduct an online lecture, how to upload my notes and do all of that, which is good. And I think, or I would hope that we would have more of the online or digital learning services being provided to students, so they've got a wider or more ways of learning in the traditional classroom.
I see. Learning online or coming online in general has its own set of security issues, you know, hacking, abuse. How is how is academia handling the issue of security in terms of online?
That one I can't speak on authority. I know that with my classroom ones, there has to be a very specific, you give it to each individual in the classroom, in the class, sorry. And then they come and they're invited on, but that is not foolproof at all. So I think the security considerations must be factored in. And I trust that management will be looking into that. But for the moment, as we stand now, it's just being able to get through this period without the students learning being thwarted. That's what we're working on now. I think in the longer term, we need to look at these security issues.
I see. Do you see the digital platform having the appropriate tools to help you as a lecturer to deliver your lessons?
Yes and no. Because I'm not somebody who is very used to the online platform, I'm gonna say I do miss the classroom. I miss the classroom interaction. I know that various platforms like Zoom are trying, you know, but in the classroom, we can have group work, the discussion flows more naturally. And anybody that I have taught knows that I love classroom-based discussions, debates, group works, that kind of interaction, which is very difficult to replicate online. So that is a little bit of a challenge. And maybe as this develops, maybe there'll be ways in which online you can, put people in groups to work online the same way as a classroom, so you can get more of that feel.
I see.
So yeah, it's good, but for me, it's not quite there. It's still one tool of many which we can learn, which we can use in teaching.
I see. There's no doubt that we will soon be on our way to recovery post COVID-19. How do you see the academic space being shaped in terms of online or digital learning post
I
Corona?
think digital learning will definitely take more space than it currently does. Yeah, and because of this, I think that many of us lecturers will be encouraged to use more digital learning. Like, for example, at GIMPA, we have been told we should use our own LMS, it's a learning management system, which I said before. So there we will upload our slides or notes, and have exams on there. So students will be able to tap into it. You can take your exam at home or wherever, yeah, because the exam will be uploaded and you can do all these kinds of wonderful things with it. It's very, very, very flexible and dynamic. So I think we'll be encouraged more and more and more to use it, but I don't think it will replace classroom learning.
How do you see the issue of inequality in terms of education being addressed? Now students are being required to get smartphone, laptops to be online. Those students who are unable to have the resources to get this are cut off. You need to get data to be able to have a conversation like this with you, and that undoubtedly is going to widen the inequality gap. How do you see the academia to address this?
This is a difficult one because realistically, where we are, access to data is not only relatively quite expensive. It's not every area where they have good coverage or adequate coverage. As I told you before, one of the issues that our students had was access to data, the cost of data, people actually not having laptops. Some students not even having access to a smartphone. I think a lot of this would be addressed through making these things more affordable.
I see.
If data was more affordable, then it could get wider. I'm not in any telcos company or any telcos, but usually as technology progresses, and there's the possibility of it becoming cheaper, or if it becomes more widespread, then maybe we can make it cheaper. Same with smartphones. You can have, relatively inexpensive phones that can do the job. I think even some of my own students do not have access to a laptop.
I see.
Sorry, go on.
Oh no, you have the floor. Sorry.
I know. I was saying that many of my students don't have access to a laptop. I think my students, majority of my personal students, have a smartphone, but still, will be limited in terms of how they get access to data. But in terms of addressing it, I think the key thing is making it more affordable.
I see. Thank you so much. For want of time, this is where we have to end it. But thank you so much for coming and then having this conversation with us. It is very insightful, and then we will take it from there. Thank you so much, Doc, and have a great day.
You too, Cedric. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.